Boys and girls, welcome to Wednesday. I hope you're having a good week so far. The weather is great at the minute. Wee bit cold, but still sunny, and I hope you're getting outside and getting some exercise. And as always, I hope you're staying happy and positive. I am praying for each one of you. Each one of you. I'm praying for you all. Now, some people gave me requests or sent requests in asking how to do the trick on Sunday. So I'm going to show you how I did that trick in a minute. But beforehand, I want to talk about some of the things that Jesus did, because Jesus did some amazing things when he was on earth. They're called miracles, and I'm going to show you how he did them. And the first one is changing water into wine. I'm going to change this water into wine. Okay, now watch how it's done. I'm going to zoom in onto the glass so you can see it better, okay? Now watch the glass. Watch it very carefully. And voila! There we have a lovely glass of wine. Actually, it's not a glass of wine. I used some food colouring. Yeah, I used some food colouring actually. That wasn't a miracle. Do you know what I did? I just put some food colouring into water. That's not what Jesus did. Jesus was able to actually turn water into wine. Amazing. And you know how he did it? Because he's God. Jesus is God himself. Jesus created the world. He was part of that whole thing. That's how he's able to do whatever he wants. Do you remember talking about God's will? That's how he's able to do miracles, because Jesus is God. Now that's awesome, isn't it, boys and girls? Because when we trust in Jesus, we get him as our friend, as our brother, as our Saviour and Lord. Which means we have God with us everywhere we go. We've God with us. We've Jesus with us everywhere we go. And we can do amazing things for him too in this world, because we have Jesus with us wherever we go. Now, that was a trick. The magic trick on Sunday, that was a trick. I'm going to show you how it was done. That's not magic. There's no magic. But with Jesus, there are miracles. The biggest of which is Jesus rising from the dead. After he died on the cross, after he took our punishment for sin on himself, he died, but he rose again. Now that is a miracle, not a magic trick, a miracle, because Jesus is God. Now you remember that, and see if you can follow along to the trick and show me if you can do it. Or maybe get your mummies or daddies or aunts and uncles or grannies and grandas or whoever you live with, see if they can do the trick and film it and show me to see how good you are at doing the magic trick from Sunday. I'm going to show it to you, and I hope you have a great week. I'll see you on Sunday. Bye-bye. Okay, boys and girls, if you want to know how to do this trick, here's how I did it. It is very simple, very, very simple. But it requires you to perfect a couple of things before you can really do it convincingly. Okay, so here's how I did it. This card is the wild card. When I first shuffled the cards, I shuffled it to the top. So when I shuffled the first time, I had my thumb on the top card. And when I did the first shuffle, I only brought the top card down and then shuffled everything on top. So now the card is on the bottom. And then when I shuffled again, I made sure I left the bottom card as the last card, which I shuffled, on top. And that meant that the wild card is back on top again. So at that point, I said the card is somewhere in the pack. But it wasn't really. It was on top the whole time. But to make you think that it was somewhere in the deck, what I did was, while I was talking to you, you may have noticed I sort of tidied the pack in my hands a little, and as I was doing that, I was making two cards sit up against my wee finger like that. But you didn't see that because I was standing like this. And you might notice that if you're very, very carefully looking, you can see it. Maybe I was a wee bit too high. Okay, you can't really see it there, but that's what it was like here. I put two cards there. And when I said it's not the top card, and I picked up the top card, I was picking up two cards. So when I picked up those two cards, you thought I was picking up one card. And then I show you the bottom of the pack, and then I show you the top one again. And when I put the top one down and then wiggle my fingers, and then I lift up the one card, which is the wild card. See? Then I meant to put it into the pack a little bit like this, to push it in further in. But what I'm actually doing is I have one card lifted up and I'm pretending to push it in like this. But from here, it looks like it's going deeper in the pack. And then I can pick up the top card and say, it's not at the top. And then I can just drop all my cards. Let me pick them up quickly. Okay, back. So I can pick up the top card and say it's not at the top, and I can pick up the bottom card and say it's not at the bottom. And then when I go to show you the cards, I'm also doing this wee thing, picking up the two cards with my wee finger, and I'm picking up two cards to say, look, there it is. And then when I pop it down and I move it across like this and take the top card, which people think is the wild card, but it's not, it's only the red 5, and I plop it down. Now people think that the wild card is in the middle, but it's not. It's actually at the top. But I do my wee double lift again. I get my thing, get it on my finger again, and I say, right, so it's in the middle of the pack, not at the top, and it's not at the bottom, and I can say it's not at the top again, but then I do my magic, and there it's back. That's how I do that bit. And the last bit, when I ruffle my fingers down, I'll do it this way so you can see. When I ruffle my fingers down and go to take the top card, which is the wild card, what I'm doing is, when let me see, maybe this way's better. No. When I do this, I grab all the cards below, just a few, and I leave the top card. So what I do is this, I lift the ones from below and let the top card fall down on top of the pack. And there it is. Let me do it again. So I do this. You ready? Ruffle, 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 stop. Pick up some cards, doesn't matter how many, from below. Let that drop. And then that becomes the card you selected. So let's put it all together. Here we go. I shuffle the card into the bottom. I put it to the bottom. Now I've shuffled it back to the top. And I'm saying it's somewhere in the pack. I don't know where it is. And as I talk to you, I'm putting the wee card, two cards against my fingers just so I know where it is. Now I can take my hand away because my wee fingers got it kept up, so I don't know where the card is. It's not at the top, that's a yellow 0, and it's not at the bottom because that is a blue 4. So if it's not the yellow 0, where is it? It must be in the pack. No, it's not. There it is. So let's put it further in the pack. Okay? Let's push it further in There we go, in the pack there. Now it's somewhere in the pack. It's not at the top, it's not at the bottom, so it must be somewhere in the middle of the pack as I get 2 cards against my wee finger. So if it's not in the top or the bottom, it must be in the middle, so I'm going to make it come to the top. There it is at the top. So I'm going to take this card and I'm going to put it in the middle of the deck. Now it's not that card at all. Put it up here and there it is. Now I'm going to make it come in the middle of the pack. Ruffle, ruffle, ruffle. Say stop. Oops. Ruffle, ruffle, ruffle. Stay stop. There's the card. And that's how you do the trick.